What are the best foods that you can start eating today to protect your mind and prevent dementia? Stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Click that like button, hit that bell so you never miss a new recipe or a new health tip. My name's Dr. Blake Schusterman. I'm a board-certified kidney doctor, and I'm also the cooking doc, and everything we talk about here today is just information and education. This is not medical advice. So because I'm a kidney doctor, I usually talk about how foods relate to kidney disease. But today, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit. And that's because I've been thinking about my grandmother Myra a lot recently. That's right, we called her Myra. We didn't call her Grandma or Mimi or Bubby because she never wanted to feel old. So we always called her by her first name. So anyways, my grandma Myra died about 15 years ago of Alzheimer's dementia. And if you've ever seen someone go through dementia, you know how heartbreaking it is for everybody involved, for not only the person, but the family members as well. So I moved my focus from the kidneys to the brain for a few days to read all about diet and dementia risk, and I wanted to share with you everything that I found. First, let's get this out of the way. Though there are a lot of studies that suggest that certain types of diets and foods will lower one's risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and dementia, there's no one specific food or one specific diet that will prevent them. It's a complicated mechanism of how things form, and so there's no way that one food or one diet makes the difference between getting dementia and having full protection. But let's go through the possibilities and let me tell you about everything that I've learned related food and dementia risk. Number one, 2 different types of diets have been shown to offer some protection against cognitive decline. And that's what they call it when people have difficulty thinking or learning or remembering or making decisions, for example. That's cognitive decline. So the 2 different diets are the MIND diet. I like the sound of that one. That's capital M-I-N-D. And the Mediterranean diet. And that's a diet that we've talked about a lot here previously on this channel. Those diets are very similar. And that's what I look at oftentimes when I analyze diets. So what are similar? So what are the similarities between them rather than what are the differences? So both diets favor foods like fresh produce, legumes, fish, nuts, whole grains, olive oil. Sound familiar? And those diets also discourage things like processed foods or ultra-processed foods, fast foods, high sugar foods. So far so good. These are foods that are good for almost every other organ in your body, especially those kidneys, my favorite organ. And an observational study in 2017 showed that there might be a 30 to 35% lowering of your risk of brain problems if you are a strict follower of these diets. Even more recently, they did a randomized controlled trial of the MIND diet. This was a short trial, and it followed obese women over the course of 3 months. This is really fascinating. So what this trial found was that in the short term, the MIND diet improved cognitive performance as compared to a standard diet. Now we definitely, as always, need more studies, and we definitely, as always, need more info, but you really can't go wrong with adopting the principles of either the MIND diet or the Mediterranean diet. Both of these diets are very healthy and can help your overall general health, especially if you're eating a lot of fast food and high sugar foods, and change to them. Number 2, leafy greens. Is the kale fad over? Is it over yet? Maybe, maybe not, but here's another reason why maybe we should keep it in our regular rotation. There was a trial in 2022 that looked at people who were randomized either to a group that exercised and were counseled on a standard healthy diet, okay? So that's less processed foods and lower fat, things like that. Then there was a group that exercised and ate a regular Mediterranean diet, like we talked about before. And then there was a group that exercised and ate a Mediterranean diet, but it was called a green Mediterranean diet. So you're gonna love what was in this green Mediterranean diet. So it included frozen plant cubes. Yeah, you heard that right. They also called these vegetable meatballs, in quotes, or Mankai, if you need the technical term. Anyways, I had never heard of this before, but these were very healthy, produced, green-focused diets. And the result? This green-focused Mediterranean diet had the lowest brain atrophy. Really fascinating stuff. So they measured brains before and after and see who had the lowest amount of atrophy, and it was those who were on the green Mediterranean diet. So what does this prove for sure? Well, of course, absolutely nothing. But eat your greens, Sonny. They're good for you. Number 3, colorful fruits and vegetables. Eat the rainbow, they say, and it's kind of a ridiculous thing to say, but maybe there's something to it. Those colorful foods are high in flavanols. And people who have diets that are higher in flavanols, so that's things like berries and fruits and green leafy vegetables. I'm sensing a pattern. Those things are good for you. Number 4, fish. Many fish are high in omega-3 fatty acids, which some people refer to as brain food. Now, the data isn't as robust with fish and how fish will help lower the risk of cognitive decline, but there's a suggestion there. So what do I suggest? Maybe eat a few servings of fish each week. Mix it up. Learn to cook salmon, the easiest fish to cook in the world. Number 5, nuts. Maybe. Walnuts? Maybe even a bit more. But if you've watched me before, you know that I'm not a big believer in the impact of 1 or 2 specific foods to cure or prevent a disease. So I don't like to jump on the walnut bandwagon here all of a sudden. I just don't think that's how it works. And most people don't eat enough of a particular food or eat it often enough to make a difference. So one specific food is not going to keep you from getting dementia. But nuts are probably good for your brain. And a few servings of walnuts each week may benefit you in the long run. Plus, who doesn't like walnuts? Kidding. I know lots of people hate walnuts. So to conclude, what did I learn in my research? Some interesting things, but nothing earth-shattering. The things that are good for the rest of your body are good for your brain. Nuts, fish, whole grains, legumes, fruits and vegetables, berries, green leafy vegetables. There's a pattern when you look at healthy diets for all the different organs in the body, and they often end up with the same bottom line. Stick to a diet that limits ultra-processed foods, high sugar foods, red meats. Instead, load up on legumes, fruits, vegetables, berries, whole grains, fish, green leafy vegetables. And if you do that, you'll give your organs the best possible chance to survive until your golden years. Thanks so much for watching today. I'm Dr. Blake Schusterman. I hope you learned something today. I dedicate this video to my grandmother, Myra. Myra made the best brisket that I've ever had. She was a rock in my family. She was kind. She was intelligent. I miss her so much. So this is for you, Myra. I wish you were here to see it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. You can check out my website, thecookingdoc.co. Check out my book, The Cooking Doc's Kidney Healthy Cooking, a modern 10-step guide to preventing and managing kidney disease. And I will see you next time.